All right, everybody. Welcome back to the PRPL Podcast. This is your host, Austin. Hope you're doing all right out there today. We're doing all right here ourselves. And that might just be because we have transitioned now into our Christmas movie spectacular, a trifecta of them you will see. The first being Love Actually.
Is all around.
Yes, it is. How we doing, fellas?
Hey,
a Monday night, an unusual recording day, but we're here nonetheless.
Today it worked out. I think it made sense, and you know how it is. We stay busy here at the PRPL Podcast, so lots of things to be doing, and man, we're committed to you guys. You know that. So when we have the time to do it, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make this work, and I'll say straight up, this was my pick. Love Actually, if it is not my favorite Christmas movie of all time, it is one of them. It is way up there. I love this movie. Dad, you and I have been watching this movie over 20 years for certain. Mama first bought it back probably in 2003 when it came out, and I think we've been watching it ever since. I really do.
Hey, Griffin, that doesn't say much for my fatherly skills, because there's, a couple of scenes that we'll talk about during this podcast, but man, this is absolutely one of my favorites. I mean, how, we were talking earlier about the cast. I mean, think about this cast. And I wrote down some names: Liam Neeson, Laura Linney, Emma Thompson, Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, everybody forgets Billy Bob's in this. Keira Knightley, Colin Firth, Chiwetel Ekafor, I guess.
Is that
maybe
one guy?
Yeah, that's Peter. Yeah. And then
that's a different guy. Yeah.
No, actually, that's the guy from 2012 that I love.
Oh, you're talking about Peter? Yeah.
Yes, Peter. Yeah, okay. And then you got Bill Knightley, and then don't forget we got Professor Snape. I mean, this thing.
You didn't even mention Hugh Grant.
Oh yeah, I mean, it just
it keeps going. And Liam, did you say Liam Neeson? I mean,
yes, sir, I did.
It's everybody.
And on top of that,
we got Bean in here.
Oh yeah, you got Mr. Bean. And guys, the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack. We're going to talk about that throughout. The soundtrack is it just kicks absolute ass. I listened to it today while I worked out. I was so excited about it. What were your thoughts, Austin? You haven't watched this like we have, so kind of kick this thing off. I'd love to hear what you think.
Well, I guess I'll get into a little bit of my spiel on the movie and my experience with it, but I want to go back to your all's experience because obviously, yours is, well, maybe not obviously, but yours is a much more enriched one, many more years under the belt in terms of your viewing. Sounds like, I was going to ask you guys, was this one that you initially started watching right away? It sounds like yes. One of those ones that you just got on DVD. 2003 was just like a crazy movie year. When I look back at like the DVDs that I have personally, the kids movies that came out that year. I mean, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King comes out that year. You got Finding Nemo. Yeah. You got Holes. Nemo. We did Holes.
Yes.
Wow.
There's massive movies from this year, and I'll throw some more of them in here as we go along. But my experience, I always heard this one from you guys. Love Actually. Mm-hmm. I never really watched it. I never got around to watching that one until probably for the first time all the way through last year. And It's a great one. It's a spectacular one. It's an interesting one by all means. It's a lot going on. It's a divisive one from what I read from, even critical analysis as well. I think a lot of that has to do with just how much is going on. I think that can either be something that really hits for you in a way, and it can also be something that really knocks you out of it just because it's so scattered. I almost thought, we were talking before the show here, Mike, you mentioned an ensemble of a cast. Yep. In a way, and maybe this is a reach, it's almost like Wes Anderson-like in a way there, just how massive this cast is. And, it took me a lot back to that kind of Phoenician scheme. It's like, well, holy shit, here's goddamn Bean, and we're an hour and a half in, and he's just pouring holly into a bag, little shit like that. Fair. So, yeah, my experience, didn't watch it right away, hadn't watched it all these years, but have, really taken to it. I would put this one right in the same kind of area as The Holiday in terms of like a Christmas movie. It's got a similar feel. Exactly.
Attaboy.
Great call.
It's about a step or a couple or a few steps above like a Hallmark movie with a lot more comedy, I would say.
Well, and it's ornery too, you know. I mean, there's a lot.
Might we say horny?
It's pretty horny.
Very much so.
Very much so. And in answering your question, Austin, as I recall it, I feel like this was one. My grandma, my mom, my dad's mom, she loves movies. She used to just buy DVDs, as I recall, as I was growing up. So she just happened to have this movie, and I remember we'd go over there sometimes, and I think she was just like, "Oh, I got this movie, picked it up, check it out," and you know, we threw it on, and I don't remember it being this big epiphany, like, "Oh my God, we love this." I think it was just kind of one of those. It's like, okay, cool. That was that. Somehow or another, we just kept watching it. It was like every single year we'd watch it until we kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, we watch this movie every year. This is like one of our favorite movies. And it kind of snuck up on us. I'd say we only really started owning it probably 10 years ago or so. That's when it was kind of like, oh, we got to watch this. This is a number one for us. So that's kind of what happened.
I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, it is, you know, one of those sentimental, we just love the hell out of this movie types. That's how I remember. What about you, Dad?
Griff, you're saying the word, and it's love, love, love. I mean, that's what it is. All we need is love. I mean, it's so good. It's such a feel good. The very opening scene where you see everybody getting off airplanes, and it's something that as I get older and I get so much softer, guys, when it's a joy to me when I'm getting ready to get on a plane or I get off a plane, especially when you get off a plane and you see everybody hug. I take so much pleasure in that, seeing people we need love in this world. And that's what this is about to me. And just the characters, you know, we got the Hugh Grant, we've got Jamie, we've got, you know, of course, you know who my favorite is Billy Mack. There's like Austin nailed it. There's so damn much going on in each of it's like quadrants. Boom, 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 boom. All these different families.
I think there's 9 different kind of storylines in total, or love stories, as we'll call them. And
Austin, you are absolutely right. And there's so much. But guess what? All of them are tied together. Guys, I've watched this movie. You know, Griffin's telling how many times. Let me ask you all this. Do you know who Karen, how she's affiliated with Daniel? So Karen is Harry, Snape's wife. Do you know how she's affiliated?
That was the one relationship I was not certain of.
Griffin, I had to actually look it up. And again, I've watched this a million times. Karen was Daniel's wife's best friend.
Oh.
Because I kept going, is she Liam Neeson? Is that, you know, Daniel, the character?
Oh, that's
is that his sister?
That makes it even sadder for her character.
And it was, I'm telling you, once I knew that, man, I'm telling you what, there's like at least 5 times that I tear up in this movie. You know, I mean, I think it's wonderful. Again, I think and we'll talk about themes later, but love, love, love. If you don't feel the love in this movie, come on, man. I think that's what's brought Griffin, to answer your question, why 10 years? You know, I think it's been more than that, actually, that we watch it. We didn't really want you watching it, Griffin, because of the sex scene. I thought that was, you know, if I had a gripe about this, I think that's a little much. I mean, I just think it's a little much.
Boobs?
Yeah, it's like my question.
I grew out of boobs, goddammit.
Yeah, I just don't know why that scene was even put in the movie. I don't get it. I don't understand that. But, you know, I mean, maybe they wanted this to be an R rating. I don't know. But I mean, again, if they didn't, we wouldn't have seen Tony, and we love Tony, you know, the actor in this. So, you know, just But that was one of the things, when Griffin was little, I always, it was one of those, I was like, Griffin, don't tell everybody you watch that movie because those scenes are a little risque in my opinion, but he's already let the cat out of the bag. So again, I'm not the greatest father. I let my kid watch this movie.
Yeah. Well, this one's directed by Richard Curtis. I don't know if you know what else he's done. He actually did the Bean movie, which is funny.
Oh, okay.
Probably how he comes in there. He actually wrote Yesterday as well, which is that movie about the Beatles.
That's a great movie.
And he just saying, all you need is love. So I think that probably has something to do with it. I bet
this guy
likes the Beatles. Something that we've also mentioned off screen. Very British movie. I myself is someone who loves British humor. I think, the first movie that comes to mind of just like British humor is Hot Fuzz. And this guy may have had some kind of involvement with that as well. But yeah, I really love the humor in it. It's very funny. It's very dry at times. Some of the lines, it just still works really well. Very 2000s movie as well, which is always fun to go back to that era and kind of experience it on the brink of maybe technological explosion, but not quite.
You're mobile?
Yeah, you're mobile. Exactly. So that the movie also performs incredibly well. It is had a, and this is surprising to me, but maybe not also because a lot of these actors and actresses, what I was going to say is like, they're big names to us now, but maybe a lot of them weren't as large in 2003. This budget was only $40 million. So either, he's got the Wes Anderson treatment and people just like working with him, or, they just weren't really demanding a lot of dollar. Then $40 million for this large amount of cast and what some of these people have gone on to do. Rick, as I'd like to say, who's Mark in this from The Walking Dead. That was a huge prominent role. Bilbo Baggins wasn't quite Bilbo Baggins yet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those. Keira Knightley wasn't what she is with all the Black Pearl comes out in 2003 as well.
Yeah, she blows up. Yeah,
true. Probably goes to the
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of little things like that. Billy Bob Thornton being just a little cameo, really, as the US president.
With Snape too, like Bad Harry. I mean, he was of course in Die Hard, but I feel like Harry Potter was already a sensation, but it wasn't a beloved, one of the highest grossing franchises of all time at that point. I wouldn't think.
I would say only two of the movies had come out at that point.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think it was
the third
one or
comes
two.
out in 2004. So yeah, he's still relatively a new face in it.
Guys, what is it about November that everything, it seems like I always look down and I always go, gosh, it's Griffin's birthday. It's November 7th. Did you notice that when this came out?
That's what I got 14th here, but
I picked it up.
It came out. It might have been the premiere in like a few theaters or something.
Okay, I had November the 7th, and I went, good Lord, what is the deal? Wasn't it November the 6th in Stranger Things?
Yeah, it was.
That day too, it was in there. Yeah, guys, do we want to get into some of our favorite scenes here? I was also wondering here, I probably took more notes on this movie than any of our other ones, or at least just like numbered letters, because it jumps around so much. So there's so much movement. I don't know if it makes more sense to like cover them by their plot lines or cover them by the scenes and everything with it. It starts off with that nice little intro, kind of, I guess, setting the tone for what this is all going to be about. Love is actually all around us, but then hops into our fucking guy Billy Mack singing the song. What a hot start, man!
Oh my gosh, this is one of those movies where it's really tough for me because, as I've mentioned, I've seen it so many times, but I also just love the entire movie. I mean, if you're talking best scenes, that opening with Billy Mack is classic. You get to see him recording I Feel It in My Fingers. Christmas is all around. I mean, it's incredible. It's so good. And his relationship with his manager, I don't even know the manager's name. I call him Chubb. Joe. His relationship with Joe is just fantastic the whole time. I mean, whether it's him scribbling on that photo when he's live saying, hey, we all have little pricks. And then his message to the kids, hey, don't buy drugs, become a pop star, and they'll give them to you for free. I mean, all of that shit's so funny, man.
Well, I love when he's in the radio station looking back out at Chubbs, like
after he just
why am I
demolished that
festering turd of a record?
yeah.
And I love how
And all we did was change one word,
I love how too, like that one DJ's like, God, that's awful. Billy Mack, how the mighty have fallen. And then the guys in the back are going, God, you can't say that, man. I got him on.
Who was your best shag ever? Britney Spears. I'm joking.
She was rubbish.
Well, and then we get to see in the end when Billy Mack comes out on top, as he naturally would, we get to see him go back to Joe and say, you know what, man? Actually, after all this time, I'm finding out you're the love of my life. And it's a horrible mistake. I mean, it's just so funny, but, you get to see him hug and,
hey,
yeah.
10 minutes with Elton, and you're as gay as a meatball.
No, a maypole, right?
Oh, maypole. Oh, I thought he said meatball last
Y'all been saying that for years,
I've said them. I thought it was a meatball forever.
I thought it was a meatball.
I'm going to still say it's a meatball. You're as gay as a meatball.
Austin, you're as gay as a meatball.
Yeah, I like that.
I was rolling last night because it's so cute and just
an honor.
It's been an honor. And then it's
moron.
It's like they're so awkward trying to hug each other. Finally, and it's like,
yeah. Do you guys think it's just like a platonic love, or do you think these
for
guys
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you see at the end, Austin. When
I know.
It's
Just like, I wonder if they're just like kind of making a funny joke with them too, or something.
So cute. And Joe, the look on Joe's face, 10 minutes with Elton, and you're as gay as a meat. I think meatball sounds funny. That is great.
But
I love his accent.
And then he goes, it turns out to be that you're the fucking love of my life. I love that. Oh, he said, so let's get pissed and watch some porn. It's like, oh my God, you're an idiot. But he does it. And I mean, I'm saying it and it's not funny, of course. He says it and you're on the floor rolling. I mean, it's Bill Nye. The guy is just, he's got a way about him.
Like they've done it before too.
Yeah. And he's there's something real kind of quirky about him. He's real awkward, but gosh damn, I love him. Oh, I love that dude.
Well, all of his scenes are just so strong and so funny.
He kind of carries the movie. If you watch even the scenes like with Daniel's Sam, Sam's looking up and he sees, Billy Mack singing his song. He's like, oh, that's the answer. I'm going to become a musician. That's how I get Joanne.
Like Austin was saying, the whole movie is threaded together. And I mean, there are a million instances of, oh my gosh, I didn't even know they were connected. How is that possible? I mean, where we see that Jamie is friends with Mark and with Peter, it's like, what is happening? Like, and Juliet, you didn't even know all of those moments. Everything's full freaking circle. And
the prime minister, his sister, and Daniel, and I mean, they're all tied together. It's just wonderful.
Honestly, Austin, we might need you to give us some of your favorite scenes, just because we could run around in circles all day talk. We'll go through the whole movie.
We're going to have to make sure that we touch on like every character.
And we've got to hit the characters, Austin. We've got to do the Jamie. We've got to do some of the.
So let me do this. I got them listed out, all our storylines that we have.
Here we go.
We'll kind of rock down the order there. Like, what? I don't know. Do I want to give you my favorite scenes too, though? Like, I feel
Austin, you might as well, because we're going to do that as we go through.
Let me just do my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I love how constantly, this isn't my favorite scene as soon as I want to get into them, but I love how constantly Billy Mack is calling him the ugliest man in the world.
He's the fattest, ugliest manager. Yeah.
The ugliest man in the world. And it zooms out to his face. Just goddamn Joe.
Poor Joe.
That's really good. I love, the first one that I got in purple here, that's just what I'm going to do, is Liam Neeson. He's concerned as can be about his stepson, Sam. And he's thinking it's going to be about his mom. and it turns out to be that he's in love. I
Or
thought that was
something worse?
awesome.
Yeah.
You being bullied?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it
Well,
something
that's the thing.
worse?
It's like, what's worse than, the agony of love? I thought that was great because it is a very heavy moment. That funeral scene with him is
Oh.
God.
very saddening.
He kills that moment.
Oh gosh.
Ever so
Yes.
coolly through the immortal genius of the Bay City Rollers.
Bay City Rollers.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
baby,
God.
Like Irish
baby,
accent.
goodbye.
Well, and you have that moment where he's actually carrying
yes, that's gut wrenching.
casket, and and you see him like gripping it. And it's oh my God! It just that's
Guys,
that's the magic. Not to interrupt you, Dad, but
Go
that
ahead,
is
Greg.
the magic of this movie. I think because you have the comedy. It's abundant, but man, you get punched even when you don't expect it with those bits of heart, whatever you want to say, to where you do kind of have those well up moments. I mean, it just keeps you on your toes the whole time.
No
Oh,
doubt.
absolutely. I mean, it's really good, and there's so much that's going on, and love is a very, kind of messy thing, and it's an emotional thing, of course,
Very
and around the
messy.
holidays, that just adds it exponentially to it. So I think that it makes sense. I don't know if this was initially supposed to be a holiday movie. I don't think it was. In like very brief research, I think it just kind of happened to, that got written in at some point. I don't think it was like at the crux of it, but I think it's a very kind of key important part because magic is in the air. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that time
No
of
doubt.
year. I'm going to skip my favorite one and go to the other one. So I'm going to get that one last. But the whole Mark storyline is a little odd. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about maybe the other sides of it. But I do think, and it's a very, very, very 2000 scene when Keira Knightley comes over Juliet and sees the camera.
Yeah.
The whole of me.
Yeah.
I look very pretty.
I look
She
quite
does have that
pretty.
line.
I look very pretty.
Why is she so good at those lines? I'm just like seeing her in Pirates of the Caribbean too, right? When I'm thinking about
Well,
that.
Austin, it's pretty easy because she's very pretty.
She is very pretty. But
Yeah.
when he walks out and Dido drops, man, as good
Oh.
as Christmas is all
I
around.
told you the
that might be
soundtrack's the bomb.
that might be the
So
best
good.
song. And he walks around like he knows the camera's on him. Like,
Yeah.
Griffin,
Yeah,
what's
he
the name
does.
of that
Knocking the
song?
walls
Is
and
it
stuff.
Here With Me?
yeah.
Probably.
Here
Until
With Me.
you'll rest
Man.
here with me. Well, I mean, and I'll say this too. Another just phenomenal scene, and I want to give this justice. But when Karen finds out that gift that she thought was the necklace wasn't the necklace, oh my gosh, what a heartbreaker. Amy's seen the movie before, but I watched it with her last night, and there was no leeway with her. It was like, man, how horrible. And I mean, it kills you. And you see her go back in the bedroom. She has to be strong for the kids. And the reason I'm bringing it up is both sides now, a rendition that Joni Mitchell did about almost 40 years after releasing the original starts playing. And man, it's a great song. Even
It is so powerful. So powerful.
I wrote
it's-
perfect song choice after that.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know the name of the song. Is it the same song?
It's you talking about the same as the Dido song?
I thought you were saying it was like maybe a cover or something.
Oh,
Like,
no.
It's
Joni-
called both sides.
Joni
Now
Mitchell
is Joni Mitchell.
originally wrote it and recorded it in like the 60s, I believe. And she did a revised version in like 2000. And that's the version that they play in the movie. And I mean, I've listened to it
It's
a million
beautiful.
times on my own time just because it's so good. And I love Joni Mitchell to begin with, but I mean, my God, she's pacing around the room, just literally having to hold it together for her kids, seeing all the photos of her family and thinking the whole time, oh my God, my husband really did this to me. It's just, God, it kills you, man.
Well,
Kills
that's
you.
Damn Snape.
damn Snape. The side of it that
Bad Harry.
really kind of stings me is her putting the face on. That's the thing that really bothers me about it and like hurts hard. I mean, like, obviously all of it is very painful to consider, but when she just sucks those tears up and goes back out, hey kids, she's just an all-star.
And then she hugs on David, the prime minister, her brother, and he's just like, what's going on?
And she just holds on to him a little bit longer than she probably should. And he kind of looks at her like, what is wrong with you? You know?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So guys, Austin, I've got to add this one line because I don't know if we'll ever get to it, but I love when Karen sees they're home and they're kind of like planes, trains when they're in that little bed was really little, I thought. And it just seemed to get smaller when things weren't going well for old Harry. But she says, Mia's pretty. Mia's very pretty. And he goes, what? And he goes, you know she is. Yeah. And he kind of like, is she? And she goes, you know she is. And she says, be careful there. And I just was like,
and he still does it.
And I mean,
a classic fool.
A classic.
He still did it. He still did it.
And then Mia says to him something to the effect of, are you going to get me something for Christmas? And she goes, I want something. What
do you need?
I want something very pretty.
She says, I don't want something I need.
I don't want something I need.
I want something pretty.
And I want something.
What a great line.
I want something pretty. And it's
she is the seductress, isn't she? She's a siren.
Austin, what is she? She's a minx.
Yeah.
Saucy minx.
Woo! Something I will say, if we're, I love this movie to death. I accept it for all of its flaws and blemishes. If I'm going to start talking on any gripes, first one I'll mention is she has a few lines. Mia, to me, has a few lines, and there are a few things that she does that are a bit overboard. Whether or not it's her spreading her legs at her desk for Harry, her saying, I'll be waiting, or I'll be under the mistletoe, waiting to be kissed. Things like that. It's like,
it's all for you.
Yes, that was the line, Austin.
Well, those are some hammed up moments.
That's the one that made that's the one that made Harry, dial that number back.
Oh,
Harry.
Yeah, what do you want? I'm sprung. Oh,
God. Well, and
cranked up.
I will say, though, the opposite side of it with Harry and Karen, when she finds him out, and I forget how she does it. What does she do? Doesn't she just say, hey, what would you do if you found out that your husband gave a necklace to someone? And would you wonder, is it, what'd she say? Would you wonder?
Is it love?
Or
is
worse,
it just
do
sex?
You actually love her?
Yeah. Or worse of all, that it's love.
Love.
And that you'd continue to live your life knowing every day that it was just a bit worse. It's like, oh my God. And then he comes out with he knows he fucked up. He says, I'm a classic fool. And she says, yes, and you've made me a fool as well. And you've made the very life I lead foolish too. And it's just like, oh, it's so good. Just dagger to the heart.
Yeah, backbreaking.
Oh,
backbreaking.
She crushed his ass. I mean, she crushed those.
And what a hell of a performance. Gosh, she does so great.
Guys, I think I counted 5 Oscar winners. And I maybe, we can look that up, but I know she was one of them, by the way. So, wow.
Let me give you my last couple here as my favorite. We've already discussed Gay as a Maypole. I love that scene when Bill Nye comes back, man. Billy Mack and tells his love, because I love Joe, man. Joe. Chubbs. I love Chubbs, man.
Oh, that's fun.
But my favorite scene in the entire movie is when Jamie's book goes flying into the pond. I love that.
That's your favorite scene with Aurelia.
I love that because they're so in sync too. They're not saying they're not understanding anything that the other is saying, and they're all saying the same thing. They're so in sync.
It's so cute.
I thought it was a great depiction of love. I thought it was also just dropped. It's the funniest scene in the movie in my mind. You know, he still has that like almost king speech. I don't want to say like speech impediment, but like he still sounds a bit stuttery, doesn't he? And uneasy in his words.
He's an awkward cat.
He's an awkward cat in this movie.
So what are the ones?
Well, you go on.
God, it's half the book. It goes flying.
It's rubbish.
It's all rubbish. It's all. Yeah. And then she jumps in. Oh God, she's in.
Yeah. And I better get into her. I'll be a total spaz.
Now I have to go in. Yeah.
What about the eels? I hope we don't disturb the eels. You know, it's all fucking great. He's like, oh, maybe you can give me 50%. Aurelia says this 50% of the proceeds, and he's like, maybe I'll give you 5% of the proceeds.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's all great, and I just love. I think that's like maybe that it's the most like romantic, quote unquote, kind of storyline. You know, he's just gotten out of and it's just his girlfriend, which is nice. It's not like his wife or anything that his brother is, you know, going behind him on. Still bad. Let's not try to condone any of that. Pretty despicable behavior, but you know, he's down and out. He's in this, let's call it his fortress of solitude in the beautiful countryside, wherever it may be. And he just gets, I guess, blessed with this Portuguese minx of his, you know, let's call her that, you know, Aurelia. And she's very kind, very sweet. And I love the payoff of it all at the end. I got to go see someone very, Goodwill Hunting like, you know, got to go see about a girl. That's what he does. And he goes back and proposes to her as she's working. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. And I think he took the Portuguese
classes. That's what I like.
Well, yeah, the first time.
And apparently she took some English classes too.
That's the real beautiful. That's the real money maker, is when you realize that they were doing that for each other, just hoping that they had that chance to reconnect. And of course, he makes the big dick move. He goes to her place of work with her family right there in front of all these people.
And her family's hilarious as hell, too.
Oh, they're funny. But he puts his nuts on the line, and he's not, you know, they put the subtitles up kind of wonky, like he's barely even getting through speaking the language.
I love the subtitles. Very well done.
But he does it.
And I love seeing all of those waiters. They show a bunch of the waiters as they're listening to him, and it's really, really amazing. Just you see these faces of like respect, and people know what's happening, and my gosh, it's so cool. And then at the end of the scene, what do we start getting? We start getting, I may not always love you. And then it's like, oh, we're getting into it. And it comes right for you.
And he gets his kiss. And then Aurelia's sister kisses him. She kisses him. And then the father kisses him, and it's like
right on the lips, dude.
Right on the mouth. Pucker up, buddy. Pucker up, Buttercup. And it was a great scene, Austin. Good for you.
That's my favorite storyline of the entire movie. It really is. And maybe it's something to do with
we hate Uncle Jamie. Oh,
we hate Uncle. There it is.
At least
we
he
hate Uncle Jamie.
No,
he did leave the presents.
Yeah, he sure did. But maybe it's something to do with the language barrier element of it, and the idea that love is going above and beyond that, because it was just such a true connection from the start. And the guy, Jamie, that's down and out comes around to it. And I don't know. It's a really romantic kind of thing. It is. That whole entire plot line and storyline.
Oh, it's awesome.
So that's mine, guys. That's
Austin,
mine.
I'm up. I can't take it anymore.
I made you wait.
All right, I'm going to give
you buzz.
I am. So, guys, I'm going to start with the lowest first. So, number 9, Sam chases Joanna through the airport for a kiss. Guys, think about it. And you know, I mean, again, I've watched this a million times. When you see Mr. Bean and he goes up to the counter and he takes his jacket and he kind of spreads his big leather jacket out. So he knows the situation. He's making room for Sam, where Sam can make that run and go for it. Is he
like a Christmas spirit of sorts? Is that his kind of?
He may be, man.
Because is he trying to hold up Snape on purpose to be like, what are you doing this for,
man? It's a good question.
That's a real good...
bloody Holly.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great scene too, because
that.
you can see Snape getting so aggravated. Oh, but you have to have, the holiday.
But you wanted it gift wrapped. I'm sorry. I know I'm just yapping lines, but
no,
God, they're so good. I just love the whole movie, man.
I'll just touch on each of these, but when Sam actually gets to her in that cute little, he's the cutest little fella, those big brown eyes and that little carrot top head of his. And he looks at her and he's just so proud of himself that he got there. And he gets out, and then the next scene is him walking back out and he's doing that one at his dad or his stepdad. And it's just wonderful. And then, Daniel looks at him like, turn around, son, turn around. And she gives him a kiss on the cheek. Oh,
it's terrible. Sam is 35 years old now.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Ouch.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
My goodness.
And Austin,
keep on rolling, Mike. Let's get to 8.
Austin, number 8 was Jamie tells Aurelia he loves her and ask her to. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that one. I'll do that one later. Hugh Grant dancing to Jump.
Yeah.
The Pointer Sisters. Oh my God. That was Hugh Grant, guys. The majority of the movies that he was in before this, to me, my opinion, he was so stiff and he had this eye blinking thing that just drove me nuts. I was not a real big fan. This movie sold me. I've been a Hugh Grant fan ever since. When he does that dance and he's doing "You Want More," and then he sings, "Oh," and he looks and he sees one of his cabinet. And he goes, "I think it's something about Japan, the Prime Minister of Japan."
They really ham him up as the cool prime minister, right? They slip in so many little lines that he says, like, "Who get the shag around here to get a chocolate biscuit?" And just little stuff like that, and you hear the whole room laugh after him. He's the cool, down to earth prime minister.
And when he meets the cabinet, and then he actually gets to meet Natalie. Oh, I just love it, love it, love it. Singing in the church, love. Peter specifically tells Mark, none of your shenanigans. None of your shenanigans. He goes, I won't do anything. And they turn around and they're walking out. And then you hear the singers. And then you hear, all you need is, and then it's Joe, of course, and, he was famous and he's still famous, of course. But he's just a wonderful singer. And he starts to sing. And then you see the guitar. You see somebody on the bass. You see the flutes. And that it's just beautifully done. It's so cute.
Do we dive in on Mark here? Do we explore this plot line a little bit more? Probably the most controversial.
I'm going to say this. There's 3 scenes there's 3 parts of this movie I don't like. I don't like that he had the hots for Peter's wife. It was very awkward to me. I did not like that. I would never want any of my friends to do that, to be doing that to my wife. And then the part that bugged me the most,
Cotton.
And my wife said it last night. My wife goes, how would you feel if I went out and kissed one of your friends like that? And I said, I wouldn't be real happy about that. But I'm going to say this. When Mark says enough now, I went, okay, that so-and-so, he's finally going to throw in the towel. I didn't like that. I mean, thoughts. What do you guys think about that?
Shall I? I'll do my
dive
defense. I'll do my defense of it. And I will not defend, I will not defend the man. I will defend the movie. And in a movie that is depicting love, a very messy thing, there is a whole saying, all is fair in love and war. I think it is an accurate depiction of a potential love story, and I think it works fine for the movie, despite how despicable or scummy it might be. Because I think the thing that really is weird about it, but it makes sense too. Like it feels authentic, and I think that's why I can appreciate that kind of plot line and storyline. Because he doesn't even speak to her. You have that scene where Keira Knightley's like, you don't talk to me. You talk to Peter. You don't like me. So she over all these years of I presumably that she's been dating Peter and been around Mark as well, he's done nothing to even be like a friend to her that she would even expect, which is like really kind of weird that he's just in the shadows loving her. You know, like that's the thing. It's like, oh man, like you just kind of hung around like that.
You do need that plot line though, the unrequited love story too.
But is it unrequited at this point?
But well, I think it is still. I mean, I do agree though. She does go out and kiss him, and I think as I've gotten older, I mean, I'll say this. I remember
she's very freshly married. Like,
I remember
like a couple days.
Yeah, they're still in the honeymoon phase.
I was very young when I first started watching it, but I remember that scene. There was no weirdness at all to it. I don't recall anyone in the family ever being like, oh, that was kind of weird. I feel like it just so happened that a couple years, maybe in more modern times, that scene is pretty demonized. And I know that that's kind of used as a main argument against this movie. That scene is. I know that people have kind of weaponized it. Well, I don't either. I think that when I've read any sort of critiques that kind of, again, turn the movie upside down because of a scene like that, I think that is really narrow-minded. I think it's kind of ridiculous. I think that we're kind of trying to, I don't know. I think we're getting a little too upset about it myself.
Exactly. Just because you don't like what happens, I don't like what happens in it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean it's an inauthentic representation of love in a movie called Love Actually.
No, not at all.
I think it works perfectly.
I was about to say, do any of us want that to happen? Do any of us think that would be a move we'd like to execute? No. But, you know, I think that it's a fair scene, and I think it says something. I think it's worth kind of what that, you know,
it was worth that Dido needle drop scene.
Oh,
it was worth all that.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure.
So,
I mean,
I'm glad we touched it.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, you really do have to, because I've seen that a million times where people say that's, you know, one of the creepiest, one of the weirdest, one of the worst scenes of all time. And, you know, maybe that's true. I think that that's a bit of a harsh stance. I do agree that it's weird. I don't think that I would be the guy to do that. I think that, you know, at the time, though, I don't recall, not that I would be recalling it, but I don't know if it was as heavily criticized. I could be wrong about that.
Hey, not many things are black and white, and definitely
Griffin,
not love.
we've never liked that scene. By the way, it's always been one that kind of bothered me.
Oh,
Since we're on this, and now I get to complain. The two other scenes, and I've already said the Bilbo Baggins scene where he's standing there butt naked. I thought that was just really awkward.
Total gridlock this morning.
Total gridlock.
Yeah.
I like he starts warming his hands up.
Austin.
I'll warm them up for you.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the storyline with the least amount of juice.
Yeah. Well, in Austin, let me say this.
Could have been left out, that one.
Amy said the same thing. She said the same thing. She was like, I think that
was the problem. My daughter did not get to see this movie till she was like 15, 16 years old. Because of that, I was like, I don't want her to watch that.
Apparently there were 4 other storylines too that were going to be in it. They filmed for 2 of them, and they never made it in.
I didn't know that. Let me say this, Austin. Of those 4, I don't even know what they are, but I'll take them over this thing. The Laura Linney, her character is Sarah, and her brother. Her brother, it just irked me to no end. I think his name is Michael, and she goes something love, and that do ring. I'm sorry, but if that was going on at my work all the time because you heard Snape or Harry say, hey, your mobile going off. If I knew that was going off and it's her brother, she might not be working for me. I'm just saying. Hopefully, not hopefully. What do you guys think?
Well,
Did that kind of irritate you all?
Something funny I will say.
Irritated me.
I never noticed this before. In the first scene where Harry is talking to Sarah and saying, when he kind of says, hey, you need to make a move on Carl, you like Carl, whatever. He He begins that scene by saying, "Hey, turn your phone off." He literally does. I never noticed it.
Yes,
he says, "Make sure your cellular's off," or whatever the hell he says. Here's the deal, Dad. And I will admit, I would take Bilbo and his girl over Sarah, her character and her plot line. I would take them over her any day of the week. And I would say that is because, we have been pretty irked by her character forever. I think that it's, Dad, we have to be, you have to be considerate of the fact that, her dad or her brother is someone with challenges. He's in a facility. I mean, the guy...
He's in a mental institution.
Well, the guy has it pretty rough. So we have to be considerate of that. And we can't make any, broad strokes. I think that maybe, it is kind of an interesting way to represent their story too. And I'll even say that when I watched this time around, I did kind of see how there's a beauty to her caring for her brother and, kind of supporting him and whatever. I would be lying to say that I haven't been immensely and perpetually annoyed by her character and just the ringing of the phone. I just find her character kind of irksome. It really bothers me. I've just, I can kind of leave it there. I don't necessarily think it's fair to really villainize her because of the burden she has of taking care of her brother. I get that. I would be lying to say though that I really, really, really love her character.
Well, let's ask ourselves, what is the purpose of her character and her storyline? Just like the Mark storyline, it is another representation of a love story and one that won't be had because of something else. And that's something that happens all the time in any kind of love story. So I think where it's actually been very effective and a very purposeful scene, and why you have such a strong reaction, because it is so bothersome. You hate it for her and, Carl, of course, too. The two of them, they're not. Mike has something to say about that.
Yes, I do. I will say that when we get to sad sacks, Austin.
Yeah, but sad sacks.
Griffin, thank you for putting that together for me. It's always been a pain point of mine when I watch this movie because it's got such a great flow. And I think, Austin, and you're right, Austin, but this particular scene with her brother, it seems like it's a movie stopper. It's like, oh God, get over with this scene so we can get back to the movie that we're enjoying. I don't enjoy that at all. That phone there's something about that just, man, it upsets me, but I'll let it go with that. And the only other scene was about Mark. I didn't like that scene, where, she runs out and gives him a kiss. But I will say, if I had to rank them, I'll take Mark any day of the week. I'll take Bilbo Baggins, grabbing boobs and doing whatever he was. Yeah, doing whatever he was doing over Laura Linney. And let me say this. If you haven't seen Laura Linney in Ozark, my God, she's phenomenal. So she's a great, great actress.
Let me interrupt you briefly. Why in the hell have we not spoken about Colin, God of Sex?
Griffin,
what
I've got
the
4 more
hell is happening?
Let Mike run with his favorite scenes because we're getting a little lengthy with
Okay, Joanna sings All I Want for Chris. I just think she's such a cute little girl. Boy, she can flat sing. We love her. That always brings a tear to my eyes. Yeah. And Griffin knows this. I love when the Prime Minister, when my boy David, Hugh Grant, comes off that airplane and he's got that regal look about him, like, yeah, I'm the Prime Minister. And Natalie comes running and she sprawls and wraps her legs around him, and he still tries to keep that regal look, but he can't contain it. Like, damn, I love her.
Well, he says, God, you're heavy. He says everything. Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
that's not the line that's gonna work.
Did he say that?
Dude, they poke fun for the whole movie.
I've never heard that. I never heard that. I thought he said something like, couldn't you have waited or something? You know, I just love that scene. I think she's adorable. I love her in this. And then Griffin, Colin, God of sex. English girls are stuck up.
I'm just on the wrong continent.
I'm on the wrong continent. And he said,
No,
American,
you're a
American
lonely
girls,
asshole.
they're gonna love my British accent.
You don't have a cute British accent.
Yeah, a cute British. Oh, I love that. And guys, let me say
That's where you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong.
And I've got a big
Oh my God.
Well, those were a couple things that wouldn't have flown either. It's like, oh, he's handing out like goodies to everyone in the office. My future wife.
My future wife says that to Mia.
It's like you're going to HR, buddy.
Well, and let's be real. Let's be real. We love it. Colin's the man. There's no way in God's name that he has that experience going to a bar. Everyone
Griffin, it happens all the time.
Everyone knows that.
Happens all the time.
Something.
I think it's embarrassing he even had to say that.
Another gripe. Hey, another gripe. I don't know if you guys noticed, there is a White Sox banner in a supposed Milwaukee bar. Did you guys notice that?
Griffin, when you got those 4 beautiful girls, no, I did not notice that at all. Sorry.
Preoccupied.
Good Lord, Griffin.
Colin.
Amy must have said, look at the walls. They've got White Sox, because he wouldn't have known that. No way. Guys, the best scene of the movie is when Billy makes a promise that, hey, if I'm the number 1 song, I will sing this song butt naked. And he starts peeling off those clothes, and you see him pull the pants off, and he starts dancing with the guitar. Guys, I'm telling you what, every year I have to look down because I got tears running out of my eyes. There's no way that you all can come up with a better scene than that. That is the scene of all scenes.
Gosh.
Bill Knightley, he needed an Oscar for that. That was just incredible. and his little bony legs and it's great. Guys, if you're listening out there and you have not watched this movie, please do yourself a favor. This movie is so good. It's, again, we talked about love, love, love. That's all we've talked about. But when you see Billy Mack, if you don't fall in love with his character, I promise you will. Those are my 9, Austin.
Thanks,
Griffin. Do you want to add anything?
I think we jump into characters, if that's okay.
Well, just give us your one, Griff. What's the one? Give us your one.
Oh gosh, have I not already given my one? I mean,
well, you didn't explicitly state it as such.
Oh, there are just so many amazing scenes. I mean, like I said, I think it's so tough because I think that my favorite storyline, if I had to pick one, I mean, I love Colin, I love Bad Bill. I think I really do enjoy Harry's storyline just because there's so much meat to all of it. And I think that there's a lot of that gray area, and it gets really intense. It really, really gets emotional. I mean, I don't know if there is a better scene than Karen in that room by herself, just, kind of taking it all on the chin the way that she does. I mean, my God, it's good. Something I will say, another awesome scene is when we get to see Hugh Grant stick it to Billy Bob at press conference.
I was just getting ready to bring that up.
That is a great scene where he says, you know what? A friend who bullies us is no longer a friend. And from this day forth, I plan to be a lot stronger. And I mean, that's great. And of course, it's after Bill tried to, or Billy Bob tried to make a move on his girl Natalie, and he kind of bucks up there, and he's not.
Did you see the pipes on that?
Well, he wasn't.
That was awful.
He stood up.
That was so disappointing, and of course it's the United States. It's our president. It's like, oh, that's so awful.
Yeah. He's the U.S. president.
Yeah, made Billy Bob look like a horse's ass.
Well, and again, I think that a lot of the scenes with Billy Mack, I mean, they're just to die for. I love his moment with Joe at the end. I'm going to forever say you're as gay as a meatball. I don't care what
Griffin,
we've said
that. We've said that for years. That's our line.
I don't care what the real line is. I don't at all.
I don't even know what the hell a maple is.
And something else I want to say, that ending, the ending where you get to see all the people hugging and coming together, and you just get to see the big moment. And I'll reemphasize it for you, Dad. I already know that your favorite scene of the whole movie is when Natalie runs up and jumps on David there, because you've said it for a million years. And also, I won't even look at you during there because I'll give you your moment. I know that tears you up. So,
it does. Dude, I'm about ready to tear up right now.
It's amazing.
I just love it, man.
It's amazing. Another thing,
I am getting old, man. I'm telling you what. Soft.
It's so good, man. Another thing I'll mention, the soundtrack. My God, it's so good. We have Norah Jones in there. I'm just waiting for you.
Norah Jones does 2 songs in it, Griff.
Norah Jones. We actually have Maroon 5 singing Sweetest Goodbye. That's one you're going to miss. You might not even catch it. In that scene with Colin and Tony, we get some Maroon 5. That was when Songs About Jane had come out the year before. They're playing some Maroon 5. You get to hear some Joni Mitchell. I mean, we just have so many good songs. We have Dido.
Kelly Clarkson just blows it off. She just, when she says that, the trouble with love, that song's beautiful.
That's a great song at the end.
Whoa. And then we hear some Justin Timberlake. That was funny. Old Carl out there dancing.
Justin Timberlake is in
with
there.
his super tan. Oh my God.
We got Otis Redding, White Christmas.
Otis Redding.
But apparently that Maroon 5 song isn't in one of the versions. I think there was like a British version and a UK, or a British version and a US version, and it wasn't in one of them. I think the US version, actually.
Austin, it was not on the soundtrack that I looked up because I wrote down every single song. Yeah, Maroon 5 was not on there. Neither was Justin Timberlake, by the way.
Hey, here's what I'm going to do, guys. My favorite character is Karen.
Here we go.
I'm going to take Karen. I love the emotional depth that she plays off, and she's funny too. It's not that she's just like this big sob and mess. I mean, she makes the line to our guy Liam Neeson. She makes the line to him and says, "Hey, people don't like sissies. No one's going to shag you if you cry all the time." She gets him there, and she has those funny moments. So I think
she's got a lot of Grandma Debbie, glue of the family quality.
She really does, Austin. Good for you, Austin.
And again, the way that she plays off that scene, I've spoken about it a lot, but the way she plays off that scene where she's crying, it's just so good. And then the way she's looking at Harry at the end, like, "Hey, dude, you cross me and I'll cut you." She's not playing. She can defend. She can fend for herself. She's got it covered. And again, I really love those scenes with her and Daniel, though, where he's just talking to her about Sam, and she's like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna figure it out. It's not a big deal." I love that stuff, but I just think that she is a powerhouse in this.
Griffin, is Mia still working in the office?
It's to figure out what the hell she's doing.
That would be a tough call. I think Harry might have to excuse her.
Yes.
Yes. I love that scene where what's her name comes in, the girl we don't like. See, there's so many goddamn names, and I don't know.
Her name is Sarah.
She comes in. He's like, "Does Carl know this?" Yes. He does like that.
He's so dry, and he's great.
Yeah.
And so does Carl.
And you have a lot of babies.
And then after 20 minutes, casually mention that you want to have lots of sex and babies. Oh my God, you know that? Yes. Does Carl know that? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Mike, who's your favorite character?
Guys, I love Billy Mack. Billy Mack was my man. That character, I knew the song. I mean, I knew that song from way, way back. If you listen, that song's an old song that he's singing, by the way. Mm-hmm. And so I when he was doing it, I'm like, I know that song from somewhere. But then when he's looking and he's got the 3 background singers and he keeps messing it up, and he says, at the end, he goes, ass and hold, and because he's so upset that he can't get the, it's just great. I love him. And the best part is he's sitting in his chair and he's doing this and he's like, just got his butt up right above the chair and he's dancing. It's like, way to go, Bad B.
Solid gold shit.
And then, it's great stuff. So he's definitely my man. And then, hey, he keeps the promise. I'll tell you that. When he gets naked, that was great. Loved it. Austin, what about you, bud? I've left a bunch of them open for you.
There's plenty to choose from. I love Billy Mack. I think he's just one of the most magnetic characters in this. If I'm not going to select Billy Mack, though, I think I'm going to go with Harry, just because I love Alan Rickman. Like, he's such a despicable character in terms of what he does, but he's so good, man. I love Alan Rickman so much. Growing up with Severus Snape, rest in peace, memoriam to that cat.
Yes, sir.
Well, damn done. That is an amazing role that he pulls off, and it's outside of, my favorite storyline is Jamie and Aurelia. My second is definitely Harry. That whole kind of plot line, I think that's the best stuff in it. Really damn good. Number 3 for me, I think, and we haven't talked about this guy. We got to give him his flowers. Daniel, Liam Neeson with Sam. We haven't talked about that plot line nearly enough. Liam Neeson is awesome in this role, in the bond that he has with, and I didn't know this going into this one even. I don't think I picked it up from the first one, that he was a stepdad. So it's a
stepdad.
There's an extra little layer that, says, maybe, dude, you wouldn't have to be so concerned about this kid, but he does, because he's a good stepfather and, loved his wife, obviously.
And who could he take to the funeral? Who did his wife tell him he could take?
Claudia Schiffer.
Claudia Schiffer. Guess who he ended up with in the very end of it? Claudia Schiffer.
I thought it was Carol. He ended up with. I thought that was her name.
Claudia Schiffer's the real actress's name.
She's the real actress. So that's what was so cute about it at the end. It's like, oh my God, it really was her. And you're like, and then he said her name wrong. That was what was even cuter. I'm like, oh no. And he felt so awkward. I was like, good for you, boy.
Yeah,
all right, guys. Sorry.
What we got? Go on,
Six men. Let's just pop 6 man and sad sack.
Our little dude Bean is a great 6 man. Tony, I think, is a fun 6 man. That little goofball, because he lets our boy Colin really shine just by kind of buttering him up in those moments. Another great Colin moment is when he's carrying around the food tray at that wedding reception, and he's trying to hit on. He's trying to hit on the girl. He's like, taste explosion, and then when people finally want to get the samples, he ignores them and he moves it away. But then he goes up to the girl and he's trying to hit on her. He's like, hey, you want some of this? She's like, no, I'm a cook. Oh, well, they should ask you to be the cook for this. They did. Oh, well, you shouldn't have said no. I didn't.
You shouldn't have turned it down.
God, it's so
good. He puts it back on the plate like, it's terrible.
But I think those are, maybe the most obvious ones to me. What y'all got?
I got Chubbs, baby.
Chubbs. That's good.
Chubbs is mine.
Hey, you could.
The biggest one's Colin. Is Colin a 6 man in this?
I had Colin Austin, but I don't know if he. I figured
I'm giving it.
I'll say this. I think there are 3 6 men actually. I think that guy, that school teacher who is part of the Christmas recital at the end.
Tench Griffin,
big old ears.
I'm talking about his left and his right ear and that big old cranium as well. I think that could qualify as 3 6 men there. I mean, my goodness.
Just so you guys know, I had Mr. Tench, music director. I was going to talk about his ears, and I'm not going to do that. That was part of my 9 favorite scenes.
Oh my God!
Jeez.
You could go with Annie too. Annie had some good lines. Real fat ass.
Oh God! Yeah.
Yes.
That is a rather sizable ass on it.
That's the line.
And those something about her thighs. She said, "It's like, oh my God,
tree trunks."
Yeah, tree trunks. Oh.
That's a nice guy, really. What about you, Dad? 6 man.
It was going to be
Carl.
Colin
said Colin.
I have saved Carl for something else.
Well, why don't we get into it?
How about sad sacks, Austin?
Yeah, you do it because I got the same one.
I've got one. Was Carl, that poor bastard?
What makes Carl such a sad sack?
That poor bastard was he was revved up twice and had to go home. Poor old Carl got down to his skivvies. He was down in his black Fruit of the Looms.
Might have been a Keeples.
Those may have been a Keeples. Yeah, I felt so bad for him. Man, dude's all toned up. He probably got a suntan. He was all ready to go. Damn.
I'll have a blue balls for Christmas.
Yeah, that's exactly what old Carl. I had I've got Carl as my number one.
Carl's mine as well. I got him too.
I also had Jamie because of his girlfriend's with his brother.
Yeah.
I had Mark because he's he's hitting on his best friend's wife.
Mark could be a sad sack.
Are you going to get the last one though?
I said Michael. I said Sarah's brother. I thought he was the saddest sack in the whole movie. I just felt sorry for the guy, man.
I'll flip it. I think Sarah's a sad sack. I mean,
she is a sad sack.
And again, I know that there are lots of, as Carl says, complications. Do you notice how his accent comes out on that? He says, life is full of complications. It's so good. But no, I mean, what happens? I mean, what does she do? What's she say? She loves Carl for 2 years, 7 months, 3 days, and whatever the heck she says.
Yeah, so many hours.
And then she has this chance and just kind of miffs it. It's like, well, I guess whatever. And I'm sorry. I just don't really care for her character too much. So I'm going to call her the sad sack. I think Carl comes out on top.
Yeah, I think you could say that. The final one that I had even noted would be Peter. I think Peter's in a bad spot now too, isn't he?
Peter. Sorry, bro.
Sorry, Peter.
That story's yet to be told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Themes and things.
Griff, you want me to do it?
You go for it. You got it.
All right, you're gonna like this. I put some time and thought into this. Love, love, love.
Yep.
God of sex.
Yeah.
Affair. Loss. Talking about Daniel. Comeback. Billy Mack makes a comeback.
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
Christmas. Musicians get chicks. Phone ringtones. And that just bothered me. Secret gift.
Put it in your pocket. Wolf.
Yes. And then my favorite, the reason that I love this, not only I love the love, but feel good. It's such a feel good movie. It just always makes me feel good. Those are mine, guys.
I mean, the main theme of this movie is love. It's in the name of the movie. It is shown in various facets, various kinds, every form you can imagine just about. I mean, that's the real tie-in of this. It's love. And, everything that plays off of love, you could put that in there as the theme too. I think comedy is a huge theme. Great soundtrack. I mean, this movie is chock full. And like you said, Dad, JT's in here. His song, what is he? Like I Love You. I mean, there are so many songs off of this movie that I now listen to in my regular life because of the movie. So, soundtrack is way up there. Christmas, like you said, holiday season, and airports. How about airports? Because you get quite a few of those scenes too.
Yes, you did.
Very
Let's
good.
wrap that up.
I got Hugh Grant in Christmas songs in movies. Have you guys seen About a Boy with him and Nicholas Hoult when he was really young?
Nope.
No.
I have not.
No, I have to add that to my
It
list.
came out before this movie, and actually Hugh Grant's character is living off the royalties of his father's hit Christmas song that he
my
hates.
gosh.
So kind of funny how that ties into
That's
Billy
great.
Mack and his Christmas song.
Billy Mack.
British cast, budget,
Yeah.
ensemble, Christmas/love is all around. Big thighs,
Mm.
horny, small world. Put it in your pocket, as in the gift. Wolfpack, we saw them cats.
Yes, sir.
2000s. There's actually a Nikon
2000s.
camera. Yep. There's a
Nice.
Nikon camera in this as well. Nikon gang. That's what I have myself. Passed down from old Peeps. Shout out Peepaw.
Mhm.
How about Bilbo's ball bag? And then the final one,
That's awesome.
Saucy Minxes.
There are some saucy
Of course you
minxes.
do, you saucy minx. God, that's a great
Saucy.
line too. That's great. Well, Austin,
Mm.
here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Just let's roll it out. Roll it out.
Do it. Is this movie better with Nicolas Cage? What
Absolutely. This movie is better with Nicolas Cage. I don't care how star-studded it is. I don't care how classic it is. I don't care however much you might not want to touch a thing about this movie because you love it so much. If you have Nick Cage in this movie, it just might explode. I mean, who knows? I don't think there'd be any debate regarding, greatest Christmas movie of all time. I don't care about A Christmas Story. I don't care about It's a Wonderful Life. Love Actually shoots to the moon if Nick Cage is in it. And here's the thing. Where it gets difficult for me is the obvious choice here where Nick Cage fits best is as Bad Bill. That is the real conundrum. Because,
It is a conundrum.
our guy...
Bill Knightley does a phenomenal job.
He does so well that it would be sacrilegious to remove him. However, Nick Cage in that spot would just be so dynamic. It would be off the charts. I don't even know if, I don't think there's really language to describe how good that would be. I mean, let's be real here. I think that, maybe there's a version of Nick Cage that could pull off Colin as well, particularly well. I think that could be very fun. I think that could be exciting. I mean,
A younger Nick Cage could do that. It would be
younger Nick
really,
Cage.
it would really be funny. Oh my God, the one from Valley Girls.
Austin.
Let him be Colin.
Austin.
Sex.
Here's a funny thought. Nick Cage as Bad Harry. Can you see a version of it? Can you see a version of that?
Hey,
Yes, sir.
I can see it.
guys, I just watched the other day. I watched Face Off. Do you all remember the scene when he gets? I mean, this is how bad he is.
Go for it.
When-
Go for it.
I'm gonna do it. When he's in the jet, and the stewardess comes over to him and he says something to the effect of, "Hey," she says, "Can I do anything for you?" And he looks at her and says, how about suck my tongue? And he sits there and Nick Cage with that Castor Troy, he just pulls his tongue out. And she does. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot just how crazy that dude can be in a movie. Let him be Harry.
He reminded you quick, though, didn't he?
Oh,
God.
There's a couple of scenes. Man, we've got to do that one soon.
Dad.
I don't know if I can.
Dad, is this movie better with Nick Cage or not? That's what we're getting at.
Griffin, there is absolutely, positively no doubt this guy's won every award that you can win. I mean, Oscars, Academy Award. This guy is the best in the game.
coveted Crying Monkey Award.
This guy. We love him. I love the guy. If Nick Cage is in a movie, I'm there. I don't care if they call it a B movie. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be on my list. I actually think, and I will say this, I thought that Hugh Grant was phenomenal. I thought he did a great job. But again, the conundrum is, do you put Nick Cage in? Well, yeah, I think you can, because Nick Cage is Nick Cage. He can do anything. We know that. You could put him.
Here's the question.
In
can
anything.
Nick Cage pull off a British prime minister?
I was about to ask. Is he a British
Griffin,
accent?
Griffin, he did it in National Treasure when he goes, the Bobbies. The Bobbies. He can do it.
I think that was Australian, but I'll give it to you.
Oh,
God, that's
he can
so
do
good.
it, man. Yes, Nick Cage can do it all.
Austin, what you got? Take it over.
I got two written down.
Here we go.
You guys have brought some awesome things to the table. I think one that makes sense.
So does he, Austin? Yes or no?
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Absolutely.
I skipped over that one naturally.
It's a no-brainer.
But how about Bean? What about Nicolas Cage as Bean?
Oh, he can do that.
The Christmas spirit of Bean.
That's good.
He's delivering the holly, and at the end, he shows up to save the day for our boy Sam.
Awesome.
Another one I got him as. How about the U.S. president? What if he comes in? He's Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, that's so good.
That is good, Austin.
That's a great call.
Yes, he could do that.
I think those are the two for me.
That's a great call. So here's the last one. What we got? Is
this movie a coffee movie or is it a wine movie?
This movie is a wine movie through and through. You can sit down with a nice glass of wine and, man, you can just have a field day with this thing. You can get in the romantic spirit. You can really, really feel the love, feel the goodness in the air. I think, we've said it a lot and maybe it's a little bit obvious. I think for me, this movie could be a big cab. I think something robust, something that brings a lot of joy to you, something that just makes you warm and happy and feeling like you're really getting the best of it. I don't know if I've said this yet, Austin. I think that maybe a nice Barolo could really fit this movie as well. I really do. I think that you might be getting a little bit more of that intensity going on, and also a little bit of maybe just a little touch of complexity for the mix of storylines happening too. So,
well, something about a Barolo is on appearance and visually, it's not as much as what it may seem, which I guess you could use that kind of connotation with love as well. It's not exactly what's on the surface, they might say. A Barolo is going to look lighter. You're going to expect something that isn't as full-bodied and tannic. A Barolo is the most tannic wine there is. So it's got a whole lot of body, whole lot of structure, and just from looking at it, you might think a little less. It's not going to have that deep purple color of like a Cab, a Malbec, those kind of darker, more full-bodied grapes you may consider. But a Barolo is a noble wine. I think that's a good way to kind of describe this. I'm going to go with a Pinot Noir on this one. I will also be choosing wine. Pinot Noir is just kind of what I think of when I think of romance. It is a very romantic wine. It's crafty. It's complex. It's got some layers to it. Something about a Pinot Noir as well. When it ages, it gets some kind of earthy characteristics to it, maybe mushroom a bit. And I think that's a good way to consider love as well. And, with the earth, I think it's almost, it's a very human thing to love. And I think that's just kind of, the built from the earth kind of emotion that love is.
Salt of it. Well said, Austin. Dad, what you got?
I have nothing after that. I mean, well done, boys. There is not a doubt in the world that you would have alcohol of some sort. I have during that one. I've had numerous drinks, from bourbons to beers to I may even had a wine with you a couple of years ago. So no doubt, great job, guys.
Well done. What a good
one. What a fun movie.
And let me just end in saying again, you can try as you may. You're never, ever, ever going to say everything that you want to say about a movie that is just so near and dear to your heart, as it is my heart and also my dad's heart. You're never going to say everything you want to say, but I can mention that, when you see all of these displays of love, and when you're watching a movie like this around the holiday season, around Christmas, and you're watching it with people that you love and you care about, man, it just does something special. And man, I would stand by this movie through thick and thin, no matter what you say. I think it does the perfect job of making you really embrace that Christmas spirit and really, really appreciating the people that are important to you. So I love Love Actually. I think it's just one of the best out there. So I really appreciate you guys speaking about it with me. I love this podcast, Purple All the Way. I love the Christmas season as well. So I'm so excited that we're doing this, guys. And I just am really grateful for it.
Yes, sir.
Austin, you're up next, bud. What movie are we going to do next?
Well, I was going to give you one gripe on my way out the door.
Oh, well, give us a gripe.
A very quick one. A very quick one here. I would just say that there's no shot in hell the Prime Minister does not have Natalie's address on file. He's not going door to door. There's no shot in hell. So there's that one, a little kick in the nuts on the way out the door. What we're doing next is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Jim Carrey.
Good call.
On its 25th anniversary.
Great call.
It was between that, and I was actually going to do The Night Before, which I don't think you guys have seen, perhaps with Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie. Who else is it? Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Those three. Very funny one. And one of the ones that is a newer, call it staple, perhaps. There haven't been too many newer Christmas movies that I've taken to, the holiday ones. They're all around, the olden days. Elf itself actually came out in 2003 as well. So that's another just kind of classic. But How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's what's up next. Mike, say your goodbye. I'll say my final one, and I'll get out of it. We'll get out of it.
Absolutely, guys. I just want to thank everybody for, again, I am getting more people to reach out to me, asking me questions. Guys, Griffin nailed it a moment ago. If there's a scene we missed, please send us some feedback. Tell us the scenes that you love from this. I'd love to, I tried to cover everything. I know Austin talked about all of his notes. Please let us know. We love your comments. We love the feedback. Things that we can do better. Let us know. Love it. Austin, you're up.
Yeah, I'm looking through them here, man, and we hit on all of them to an extent. So we at least touched on them. You can only dive in too far to all of them, without it being a 2-hour episode. We're already nearing an hour 30. So it's been a longer one for us today, but with good reason. It is worth the season for it. And, we're going to keep talking. We don't want to shut it short and cut you from the content you so much deserve, especially around the holidays. So this is our gift to you. Thank you much. Thank you very much. As always, if you've listened all the way through, we'll be talking to you soon. We'll be back out here with some Welcome to Dairy. We got, I think the last one will already be out, or the second to last one will be already be out. So there's one more episode coming with Welcome to Dairy, and we'll continue on with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and then we'll have one final Christmas movie for you. And then Stranger Things will be out, so we'll be recording that sometime after that. So moving and grooving, we'll keep it going. Thank you guys always. Merry Christmas. We'll say that probably a couple more times throughout this month, but keep living well, keep doing your best, and we'll be talking to you soon. And bye-bye.